Hi, I'm Keela.
And I'm Eric.
And this is Investigation Beauty. Today we're going to be talking about Marsala, which is the color of the year that Pantone came out with recently. We're going to do a nice soft Marsala winged eyeliner look. I'm going to be doing the tutorial and Eric's going to be following along, and then you guys can follow along with us. Sound good?
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay, first with any eyeshadow look, you always want to start off with a eyeshadow primer. We're going to put on the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Eyeshadow Primer all over our lids. And I like to put a little bit on the bottom as well, because you do put some shadow under there and it's just going to help keep that going longer. And we're going to put that right up to from the lash line to the eyebrow. Now once that's all set, you want to pick a neutral tone to your skin tone to help blank out the lid, just like you would blank out the canvas before you start painting. We are using the Coastal Scents eyeshadow palettes that we featured in our last video. So I'm going to be using this nice little soft yellow that's neutral to my skin tone. So with this, I'm just using a very soft angled brush. You can really use any brush that you want for all over shadow. I like to use these looser brushes. And to create less eyeshadow fallout, you want to stipple or press the eyeshadow all over and then sweep it to help blend. This eyeshadow does have a slight metallic finish to it, which is okay. You can do a matte finish, you can do metallic, whatever you want to do.
It's okay.
It's okay. Okay. So once you blanked out your lid, you want to move on to your crease color. Choose a color that's 1 to 2 shades darker than your skin tone, just to create a subtle definition in your eye. I'm going to use, again, the Coastal Scent eyeshadow palette. I'm going to use this soft brown color right there. And again, I'm just using a little bit of a denser brush to apply it to the crease. What you want to do is, again, you want to stipple. And I go from my lash line into the crease, and then you want to blend. If it's easier, if you follow the top lash line up into the crease, so wherever your eye naturally creases, and create a little like almost triangle, and then I go through and I just blend it out so it's not harsh. And when you're done with the first eye, you can do the second eye. If you want a softer crease, add a little less shadow. If you want a more intense crease, add a little bit more shadow. It's up to you.
But never be afraid.
Never be afraid.
Makeup is fun.
Okay. How you doing, Eric? Good?
Like, you tell me. Am I doing good?
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Good. Now the next shadow I'm going to do is a Marsala tone. I like to use this smaller. It has a little bit of a flatness to it, but it's still kind of loose. It's not so dense, just to help apply the Marsala color. Marsala is a reddish brown neutral hue. It's versatile to a lot of different skin tones. Some people like to think of it as more of a taupey red. I like to think of it as more of a reddy brown, almost like a wine color. You can use the Coastal Scent 252 palette. There's actually like a whole side of it that's all this nice reddish brown tones. And also on that one that has like all the different colors, these 3 shades right here, these are what I'm going to use. This is like the perfect little neutral reddish brown color. So I'm going to take a little bit of my shadow just on the front side of my brush, and I'm going to press it starting from my lash line and just in the center of your eye, and then follow it up into your crease.
Alright, you're starting at your lash line, going up in your crease.
Yes.
Is this the color you used right here?
Nope, it's this one right here.
Oh, that one right there. Perfect.
So if you just put it on the flat side, and then you just press against the lash line and follow like a slow little patting motions up into the crease that you already created, but not going too far over, because your highlight is going to be in the inner corner of your eye, so you want to focus the color on the outer corner of the eye.
And we're still trying to do the same little triangle pattern?
Not necessarily. Just like go from the center of your eye.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're looking forward, where your pupil lays, start there and follow it into the crease that you already created.
Alright.
So, like this.
Perfect.
And then you can just sweep and blend into the crease to soften it. What do you think?
I think I've got a little bit more on one side, but I think I'm on the right track.
You can always build it and go back and forth and blend and everything. If you feel like there's a little bit more on one side than there is on the other side, you can always just take a thicker brush like this and just quickly go through and blend it back and forth. The bigger and looser the brush, the more blendability that it has, and the easier it is to soften your look. So if you ever feel like your look is too intense, like you put a little bit too much shadow on, or it's just a little bit too defined, just go through with a really loose eyeshadow brush and just go back and forth softly and just blend it. So you can see already how that softened my Marsala. Perfect. There you go.
Alright.
Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take the same brush that I actually just used for the Marsala, which is that thin little sideways, I don't even know what to call it. It's called the small eyeshadow brush.
Oh my gosh, that's what's mine called
That's the name of it. So there must be, in multiple kits you can get from anywhere, the small eyeshadow brush. Now, I really like the Marsala tone, but I want to go a little bit darker, so I'm going to go with like a deeper brown almost, which, if you're using the Coastal Scent, you can use this one right here. Just that deep brown, that one.
Perfect.
And then you want to put it on the tip of the brush versus on the side. And again, you always want to do that little stippling motion to place shadow, so I'm going to put it right against my lash line. And then up into that crease a little bit. And just a little bit into the crease. Not too intense, you just want to add a little bit of that definition again. And I actually like to take this as well, whatever's left on my brush, and just go into the bottom lash line. Just to add a little bit of a smoky effect. Go into my other eye, do the same thing. Now, I feel like this side's not as blended as this side, so again, I'm going to go in with my thicker brush and just blend it out a little bit. Just to soften that brown color. And also to soften that transition between the eyeshadow and the eyebrow, because you don't want this really highlighted arched eyebrow and then a really solid color of eyeshadow right underneath it, because it creates a little bit of too much definition. So this makes that nice light transition work better. Alright, how you doing, Eric?
I don't know, are we on the right track? I think we're doing pretty good over here.
Yeah. A little bit of a different take on it because we're using some different shades, but definitely two really good.
Wait, let me actually look at yours. Yours looks really good.
Thank you. Yours looks really good too.
I messed up a little bit. I got a little bit of brown on my gold shadow, so I just want to go back and fix that.
Yeah, just take like your crease brush and just blend it out.
Oh, and that was this color, right? Okay, but I think this is looking wonderful so far.
Perfect. So the next step, I'm going to take a little bit of a deeper marsala tone just to add a little bit more into that crease. I like to use a lot of different colors. Generally, like, there's a rule of 3 that some people follow where they choose 3 different colors and they do a tri-colored eye, but I like to have a little bit of fun with it. So I'm going to take something that has a little bit of a shimmer. So I'm going to choose from the Coastal Scents palette this color right here, which is
that this one right here?
Yes.
Perfect.
And this has a little bit more of like that red wine, like that plumminess to it. And I'm going to put this right above where I put that brown. So if you see, where I put that brown.
See, perfect.
And again, stippling it, but then going in and just doing short little blending strokes. And this just adds a little bit more boldness to the eye and a little bit more definition. Depending on how bold you want to go. If you want to do more neutral eye, you could have stopped right where that marsala and the brown that I did. Blending it out again to soften it. While Eric's finishing that, I'm just going to go in with my big loose brush again, and I'm just going to blend the front, because my next thing is I'm going to add a nice little highlight to the front of my eye. I'm just going to blend out the marsala a little bit. Alright, so next I'm going to do the highlight in the inner corners of your eyes, because you always want to be a little bit brighter out here and a little bit darker out here, because it opens the eye up, especially if you have a smaller closed eye. So I'm going to take this little tiny brush. It's really pretty, it has little cupcakes on it. It's nice and flat and a little bit dense, so I can really just place the shadow. And I'm going to choose this nice little highlight color right in the top corner from the Coastal Scents palette. And then you just want to...
I'm just going right on the inner corner with this.
And just place it. And then I like to just blend it out a little bit underneath into the bottom lash line to brighten the eye. And then going a little bit up towards the center of the eyelid, just blending that out. Instantly gives you a nice little highlight. Next I'm going to take a little bit of a highlight underneath the brow, nothing too extreme because you don't want to be super shiny up there, but I'm just going to take this nice little semi-metallic yellowish tone. With that same brush I'm going to tap it off so we get a lot of fallout, and I'm just going to follow underneath the brow. And blend those edges. Right. So that finishes the eyeshadow look. How you doing, Eric?
I'm just doing my little highlight under the brows. Sorry, one sec.
It's fine.
I'm going to save the finishing results for last.
So this is what it looks like when you did all the eyeshadow. Alright, so I like to add a nice black winged liner to my look. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Sometimes if you just do a nice little bit of black eyeshadow, again, maybe with an angled little liner brush, or even that really dense little brush that you use for your highlight after you wipe it off, just press some black shadow right into the eyelash line, and it'll create a nice little pop when you put your mascara on and open the eyes up a little bit. I'm going to use black eyeliner, and so will Eric. What I'm using is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. It has little brush bristles that help it make it flexible and easy to apply, and also give you that nice little super pointy cat eye because it's liquid and it lasts all day and it's waterproof. Eric's going to use
I'm going to use a Kat Von D liner too. I'm just going to use the Lightning liner in color Jet. It's a very dark black color. It just has a little bit of sparkly pigment to it. Yeah. Or actual sparkles, rather.
Alright, so when it comes to doing a cat eye, what you want to do is you want to start on the top lash line. So I like to just trace right above my lash line. And this, I found, is a little bit more difficult for people to do. So the key to doing a cat eye is building. So doing that top lash line really, you know, creates the base for the cat eye. And then what I do is, depending on how big you want to go, which I do a really big wing, I go right into that inner corner and follow it out. After, I don't know why I'm doing this.
I don't know, but I want you to.
So, our camera stopped recording while we were doing the eyeliner. So obviously we finished our looks because we didn't realize it. So I just want to give a quick little tutorial on the eyeliner. I was saying how you do the top first and then you build it. The key with building the perfect wing is following your bottom lash line out. Eric used tape, so you can also use tape to create that perfect angled liner on both sides.
I don't even know where my tape was. If you look at the video we posted last week or earlier in this week, you will also see my tape demo.
Yeah. Also, we used the Vero mascara from Benefit. This is a lengthening, volumizing, gives your curl, gives you everything drama that you need for your lashes. And the key with this, when you're building it, is to wait a few seconds in between each application and each lash, so then that way it doesn't clump. And as you can tell, you know, different people will have different finishing looks. So if your look didn't turn out exactly like mine, don't worry. It's a learning process. Eric's looks amazing. He's definitely one of the newer people to doing, you know, smoky eyes and eyeshadow looks and everything. So his came out awesome as well.
I would say we do both look very Marsala, though.
We do, yes. So remember, Marsala is a reddish neutral tone. There's a lot of different brands that sell Marsala. Kat Von D, Urban Decay, the Pantone and Sephora collection has their own Marsala collection, but you can really find any of those tones from anywhere.
If you want to see more from us, you can see us at investigationbeauty.wordpress.com. You can email us at investigationbeauty@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook and love us on Instagram, and we'll be seeing you guys later. Bye!
Bye! Thanks for watching.